Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me for another office hours training. I am Crystal L. Gunn, your financial strategist and small business advisor. And part of my job as that strategist, be it on the business side or the personal side, is to help you create a solid financial relationship, heal and redefine it so that it's working for you, right? I also help you to have ton of aha moments, bringing you information that you may have never thought of, or asking questions so that you can deliver the answers that are really and truly already inside of you. So I also help have you to have some self-discovery moments and helping you see what no longer serves you so that you can release all of that and soar, because that's where those breakthroughs start to happen. That's where you start to shift, and that's where the magic happens, be it in your personal finances or your overall business. So life insurance, and more life insurance, because August is Life Insurance Awareness Month. And last month, I started talking about life insurance in the beginning of August, the first couple of weeks. It was all about the misconceptions, because there are so many misconceptions. So be sure to go back and watch those episodes so that you can figure out which misconceptions you have so that they can be cleared up and so that you can move forward using this really powerful tool. Second half of August and all of September up until this past Monday was really about ways to use life insurance. Again, giving you information that you've never thought of. I host workshops and talk to people all of the time. And when we're doing discovery dives on what they need and I'm giving them solutions, I hear, so often, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know you could use life insurance for that. Or, I never thought of it that way, right? And so the rest of September, starting Tuesday, actually, I started talking about things to consider when you are thinking about life insurance, or even when you're thinking about the life insurance that you currently have, right? So again, I want to spend the rest of September talking about that. And today, I want you to consider, or I want to talk about coverage amount and affordability, right? And so here are some things that you should start to think about, right? So that coverage amount. So the amount of life insurance coverage you need is one of the most critical decisions when purchasing a policy, right? People have life insurance all of the time. And when we start having conversations, they realize, oh my God, I don't have enough coverage, right? And so, rule of thumb, if you will. I always say there's no cookie cutter answer, but rule of thumb recommendations is to get coverage up to 10 to 12 times your annual income. So think about it. If you currently only have life insurance through your job, you might have 25, 50, maybe even 75, right? Well, how much do you make? Multiply that by 10 to 12 times, and it lets you know right there that you're underinsured. But that's just the starting point. Other factors come into play, like outstanding debts. Do you have a mortgage? Do you have car loans? Do you have any, joint credit card debt that you want to take care of? What are there any future expenses that you need to talk about? Children's college tuition, marriage. Are you thinking about retirement savings for your spouse, or wanting to be able to supplement your retirement once you hit that age? And then what about the day-to-day family needs? All of that will affect the decision that you make on coverage amount. So for example, if you have young children, you might want to ensure enough coverage to provide for their needs until they become financially dependent. And that age is based off of you and that child, right? Also, if you are the sole breadwinner, so you're the only one that earns income in the family, you may want to consider a larger policy to cover all household expenses in your absence, not just the debt. So, not just debt. You may want to consider, okay, taxes and insurance, the utilities, all of the things that goes into running that household. The key is to evaluate your current financial responsibilities and future goals, right? So you want to just cover immediate expenses, or are you aiming to leave some type of legacy or even provide for future generations? 'Cause that again is going to help to determine that coverage amount. The other thing that you want to think about is the affordability, and that is crucial when selecting a life insurance policy. While it's tempting to choose a higher coverage amount, you got to make sure that you can pay the premiums, right? So, are those premiums within your efficient and effective budget, right? Whether you pay them monthly or annually. Life insurance is a long term commitment, right? It's not, oh, I just can catch up when I catch up, right? So when selecting a policy with the premiums, you want to make sure that you can consistently afford them so that the policy doesn't lapse. It's nothing worse than a policy lapsing and then your family needs that coverage because something has happened to you and they can't get it because you missed the premium, right? This is especially important for people that are on a very tight budget or who have fluctuating incomes. And so balancing coverage and budget is important because knowing that balance between securing enough coverage to protect your family and making sure you can comfortably pay the premiums over time, that's vital and key, right? So you may decide you need a higher coverage amount with a shorter term or a lower coverage amount for a longer period. You can also explore other options like term life, which generally offers more affordable premiums compared to a permanent life insurance policy. Remembering from yesterday, everything is going to be based on age, health, and term, right? So determining the right amount of coverage based on your financial obligations and the premium that fits in your budget is essential for creating and sustaining life insurance plans that provide long-term protection for your loved ones. Don't try to figure this out yourself, though, because you don't know all of the options that are out there, right? You may shortchange yourself or don't get the coverage that you need because you chose something without knowing all of the options that are available to you. So when you schedule your free life insurance consultation with me, we're going to talk about all of this to ensure that you have what you need. Remember, this is not a cookie cutter thing, right? Once we know what you need and then we create the strategy, we put the policies in place in a time that works for you financially. You might have to get something now, right? And you may need to be able to then get something later. Don't know because we don't know your situation, right? Or you might need to be able to get one of these type of policies now and then another type of policy later. Again, just based on your situation. When we create the plan that works for you, your income today, and the ability to add to it in the future. All of that we're going to talk about. So do me a favor. Think about your family and the needs. How much coverage do you think you need? What amount is that? Now complete the life insurance calculator. The link is in the description. How much are you underinsured? Let's talk about it. Right. I do this at every time I do a life insurance workshop. I have them write down how much they think they need, and then they go do the life insurance calculator, and it's a great big gap in between. So remember, life insurance, it is a necessity. I don't care what anybody tells you. It is a necessity, right? And somebody may say, well, the extremely rich don't have life insurance policies. You don't know what they have. So don't believe that, right? It's a great tool. And when you talk about getting your financial house in order, life insurance is a part of that. Leaving your loved ones without your income or trying to figure out how to pay for your funeral or pay for bills is irresponsible. So when you talk about you love your family, the least you can do is have adequate life insurance coverage, right? So we always talk about wanting to do things differently and breaking the curses and doing things that, your parents didn't do or things that weren't handed down in your family. Well, in order to do that, you have to get those tools. You have to learn them and then be able to pass them down. So if those curses or the stuff that you want to stop, if it stops with you, then it has to start with you, right? you have to get the knowledge that you need in order to be able to put that stuff into play, right? So what is my favorite thing for today? You all know it is going to be that life insurance. Again, so many tools, so many different ways to be able to use life insurance. You really have to talk to somebody about it, because you could be talking to your coworker, your best friend, your sister, your brother, your cousin, and they can only speak from their experience, right? And their needs, which totally different than yours. So you have to have the conversation to determine what you need for your household. Okay. So life insurance. So what do I want you to do? Complete the life insurance calculator to see how much coverage you need. Go back, just write it down right now. How much do you think you need? Just based on what you've been watching me talk about, or based on your situation right now, write down how much do you think you need? And then do the life insurance calculator. And see with the life insurance calculator, again, the link is in the bio. In the description. See how much the calculator says that you need. And then schedule that free consultation with me. That link is also in the description, so that we can fill the gaps in coverage. And 9.9 times out of 10, you don't have adequate life insurance. I see it every single day. Okay. So do that work, and let's not do the work because you think you have time. I've had conversations with people, and they've had, and this is not a sad story. It's just a reality story. They don't have any coverage. And I start to ask questions about their children. Who's going to take care of your child? And then they start saying, well, I don't know, or I never thought about that. And because you get a policy, it doesn't create a death date for you, right? No one knows the date, time, the minute, or the hour that our life in this life is up. We don't know that, right? So, it's just better to get stuff in play earlier, right? And yesterday I talked about age and length of term and health. So go back and watch that video, because you'll understand what I'm saying. Today is the day that you need to set the appointment so that we can get you the coverage that you need. All right. Do me a favor, if this information has been helpful to you and you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do so, and share this information with somebody's else. You never know who needs what. You never know what somebody has been praying for, just thinking about, just talking about, just concerned about. Share the information. It's all you have to do. Share the information. And remember to always, always, always give yourself some grace, right? We don't know what we don't know. What happened yesterday is in the past. So give yourself grace for that. Don't give yourself grace if you've seen this today, or saw it yesterday, or saw it last week, and you still haven't scheduled your appointment with me. Don't give yourself grace for that, right? You have to move. Keep striving for your next level. Never, ever, ever give up on you. Invest in you. It is the best investment that you will ever make. And I promise you, you'll never, ever regret it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am Crystal L. Gunn, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Be sure to join me for the private online Q&A immediately following. The link is in the description. And if you haven't done so already, please be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn notifications on so you never miss this opportunity.